Hey guys! I'm here in Kissimmee, Florida. We are here on vacation at this beautiful resort, and yes, I will do another video tour of our resort and how beautiful it is. And so we came here to go to Disney World, and so all 4 parks plus one of the water parks that is open. Blizzard Beach is what it's called. We're having a super fun time, and it's just been beautiful weather. It's been awesome to get away from the cold Utah winter weather, and really we've just been loving it. I am sitting here on the balcony just outside, so you can probably hear, I don't know, wind, cars. There's our soccer players playing down here, but it's just beautiful here. Today's video is, and I should also say, I'm sorry I've been MIA for a couple of weeks. We got super sick it was like 5 or 6 illnesses since December. So I did really well through December, but then just the last few weeks have really struggled. I've been super sick, the kids have been super sick, all of them have taken turns. And then we went on this vacation. So we'll get some videos and get right back to consistency here super soon. Today's video is about deserving. So I think that this is kind of a worldwide problem. I think it's a universal issue that we all struggle with. Basically, what we believe we deserve versus everything that we can have if we work for it, and if we just have faith that we can have anything that is important to us. So for years and years and years, Darren and I had this belief that other people were wealthy, other people were financially free, other people lived in homes, nice houses, lived in nice neighborhoods. Other people didn't have the same stresses as us. And all of these people were like untouchable, that they were somehow loved greater by God, and that we were kind of having to live a Job-like life and just deal with it and be grateful for what we have, and not complain and not think that we should have more, because that would be ungrateful, or that would be comparing to what we have or coveting. Okay, I am here to tell you that those thoughts are crazy, and you've got to stop that thinking. While we thought that way, and we lived in our 1,000 square foot condo, I know, you guys have heard me talk about this, we just had this very kind of miserable way of thinking, where not only were we doomed to live in this very small condo and just be grateful for it, but in a neighborhood that was declining in every possible way. And when that happens, we didn't even realize how badly it was affecting us. But it literally causes you to question your self-worth, your ability to have goals of any sort, whether it's improving your lifestyle financially, whether it's getting a better job at work, affording nicer cars, being financially free, raising your kids in a better environment. All of these things just affect the way that you're living, and you start to be literally gummed down by all of these things, and you feel like you have no worth, that this is what you've been given and it doesn't get any better. It is the most hopeless feeling. And as Darren and I realized, okay, we love going over to our parents' houses because they live in nice neighborhoods and nice homes. We like going to some of our friends' homes that are in nice neighborhoods. We like how it feels when we go to, friends' parties and their house is comfortable and in a safe neighborhood, and we wish that we had more for our kids, and we could, take them to a school that was safer, and all of these different things. We started to want more. And as we looked at our parents and where they came from, because both of our parents came from either poor situations or like rough, not good, happy family, perfect scenario situations. Both of my parents came from, my dad came from a single mom situation, and no God, no spiritual, no religious anything, so very hopeless situation. And my mom came from a very abusive, alcoholic parent situation, but not fun. And my husband's family, his mom and dad came from pretty decent homes, but both very poor. And both of our parents have achieved really great financial success, success with their jobs and businesses, and live in fabulous homes in safe, wonderful neighborhoods. So as we started to look at that and realize, okay, you can come from the dust, so to speak, you can come from lowly places and improve your life, why can't we as well? And we've always had this positive locus of control where we truly believed that we could have more, or rather, we said these things, but we didn't yet believe it in our core. So as we started to want more and stopped allowing for the contradictory thought of, well, if we want, then that means we're not grateful, or if we want, that means we're coveting. I mean, these crazy thoughts, like, I hope that we're not the only ones that think this way, because really it's just a crazy way of justifying mediocrity and not improving your life, not reaching for more, not working for more, not expecting more, okay? So realize that's what it is. So as we were realizing these things and we started to want more and reach for more, we just called out to God, prayed, and said, okay, we're ready to move on. And we said, okay, we're ready. And then something that was a blessing but super difficult thing happened, and I've also mentioned this before, moved in with my mom and dad. We did that, fast forward, saved up money, paid off all of our debts, and we were able to buy a home. Now this home, and I want to tell you, our home is beautiful. Our home is large for our family, and it is in a safe and wonderful neighborhood. But it symbolizes so much more than just a brick and mortar box that we live in, sleep in, and go to every day, come home to every day. It symbolizes that God loves us, knows us individually, and wants more for us, that He intends so much more for us. He intends to give us so much more, that we just need to reach out and say, okay, I believe you. I believe that you want to give me more. I believe that I deserve more and that I'm worth more. And it symbolizes reaching goals, achieving goals. It symbolizes having what we need and want and being able to get anything that we want in this life if we'll work for it. So we love our home, but it means so much more. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. That's what this home symbolizes, is that anything is possible and you can reach your goals. So now we're creating all of these goals and working towards them every single day. We're writing them down. We're discussing them. We're open about them. We're discussing the future as if it's now. And I'm realizing more and more that God wants us to have whatever it is in our hearts that we want. And anything that's going to cause us to progress, anything that is going to help us to better ourselves, our situation, our family, is all celestial. It is all positive. It is all growth. So remember that. All progression is celestial. All progression is positive. Okay? So with that, Stop thinking of these things that you want, these things that you need as being covetous or ungrateful for what you currently have. No. Realize that those things are your potential. You're not there yet, so you need to work towards them. And by working towards things, by improving yourself, improving your situation, by progressing, you are becoming better. You are creating a more positive life for yourself. And it's all a positive thing. It's all good. Coming back to our vacation. When we were planning this vacation, or we're ready to leave, and we were kind of gearing up and telling friends and family, you know, we're going to leave on our vacation, and how long will you be gone? Oh, we'll be gone 2 weeks. That's kind of a long time. You know, and we're telling them, okay, we'll be gone 2 weeks. Oh, really? Wow. The judgment started. Okay? And you guys have to be ready for it. Whatever your goal is, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's a vacation, be ready for judgment. But I promise you, it's a good thing. So we got comments like, oh, when I was a kid, we never went on a vacation like that. Neither did we. I don't want to spoil my kids. I don't want my kids to think that, you know, they can have everything that they want. When people say, well, we never did that as kids, they're justifying their situation so they don't have to feel bad about it. Now, do I judge them for not going on a 2-week vacation? No. Darren and I worked so hard for this. We worked so hard for our home. 10 years of many years of hell within that 10 years, if not the entire time. But doors started to open when we made goals, when we worked hard, and we accomplished the house, and then we accomplished this vacation. And we will go on many more vacations because we will work for it, we will earn it. I don't want my kids to be spoiled. I don't want them to think they can have anything they want. Okay, I could go on about this all day long. When I was a kid, one of the best things that my parents could have ever done for me, that has certainly paid off in my life countless times, even in Murray, in the Sucky condo, was that I can have anything I want if I work for it. If I work for it. My parents are both business owners, later in life as well. My dad started when he was like 40, started his own business. My mom started her own business and had been a nurse for millions of years, I don't even know, for a long time, but had started her own clinic when she was 65. And both of them are incredibly successful, have paid the bills and then some, go on vacations, multiple every year, and have improved not only their lifestyle where they came from as kids, but taught us that we have control over our own lives, over our own destiny, and that we can have anything, do anything, be anyone that we want to be, that we have to work for, and we can have anything. Why wouldn't I teach my children that extremely life-changing and valuable lesson? Why, if I was coming from my parents' homes, why would it be acceptable to teach our children that life has to remain at status quo? That life can't elevate and improve and be whatever we wanted it to be? That we just have to deal with whatever comes to us? That we don't have control and we can't make the best of things and have whatever we desire? That is a tragedy. Spoiling is when you give someone something for free. And I assure you, there is not a single free thing in our home. The kids do not get anything that they do not earn, except for Christmas and their birthdays. Even school clothes, and maybe I'm way far on the other spectrum, but even school clothes, they have to do stuff to earn it. Nothing is free for us, so it's not free for them. So we most certainly do not spoil our kids, and we most certainly do teach our children that they can have anything they want if they work for it. And we teach them how to work, and we teach them that they have control over their lives. And not just for things that they want, but emotional control. They have control over their behavior. They have control over the situation. If something bad happens at school, if someone is mean to them, they have the control as to how they respond to that person, how they respond to that situation. If they don't like how someone is treating them or a situation that they're in, we teach them ways to cope with that, to deal with it, to improve the situation, to make the most of it. And if I wasn't teaching my kids that, and I just taught them to accept status quo, that would be a tragedy, not the other way around. So guys, when you have people that are naysayers, that are very negative and judgmental, this is all positive. This is all positive, and it's part of the growth process. It's not to deter you from what you want. It's not to stop you from achieving your dreams and your goals. It is a very normal part of working towards your goals. You need to expect it, and as soon as you see those people, as soon as those comments or those judgments come in, know that you are well on your way to achieving the things that are important to you. When you can set goals individually and as a couple, it elevates your life. It helps you to have hope again. It gets you excited every single day to wake up in the morning. It helps you to stay focused on having more consistency in your life, and it leads to a more fulfilling life. So go home, write down your goals, write down your dreams, and start taking steps to achieving those things. Realize that you are worth it, that you do deserve it, that when people say that you don't or are okay with status quo in their own lives, that is them justifying what they have, and that should not bleed over into your belief in yourself or your situation. And you just need to take that as a healthy part of this process and just focus on your goals, focus on your dreams and what you need to do to get yourself there. Guys, I hope this was super helpful. I hope that this inspires you to know that anything is possible, that we have come from a low place to a happier, more fulfilling life where we are accomplishing goals on a regular basis. If I can do it, you can do it. So I hope this video was super helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.